Hi, everyone. How are you doing on Friday Fun Day? Oh my goodness gracious. It's funny because I hadn't planned to do this live. It came to my mind yesterday, but I'm so excited to be here with you for it. I know I say that all the time, but it's true. Like the excitement in me is real. I'm always super excited to come to you. I'm always super excited to share. Cannot wait to hear what you think about today's live and how it supports you, and just want to give you as much as I can to help you feel so good in your body, feel so good about who you are, and feel so good about how you're showing up in your day-to-day life so that you can just feel as amazing as you deserve to feel, because that's always the goal. All right, so before we get started, let's take a second and come into this present moment. We're going to sit really tall, and we're going to take a deep breath in through the nose and out. And that felt really good. So let's do it one more time. In through the nose and out. My dogs are being silly in the background. As long as they don't bark, we should be a-okay. So I'm just super pumped to talk to you about this today. If you're here live, I would love for you to come on and tell me that you're here live. If you're here on the replay, do hashtag replay. And what I would really love for you to think about is setting your own standards and what that actually means for your life and what that means for your body and what that means for your goals and all the things. And I would love for you to share what standards you already have and what standards you'd like to implement, just so I can see what you're doing and how you are and how things are going, because I love you and I appreciate you and I want to know how to further support you. So please, please tell me all the things. But so today is all about setting personal standards, and I'm super excited to get into this, because here's the truth of the matter. You are not always going to want to do the things that are good for you. You're just not. You're not going to always want to move your body. You're not going to always want to eat things that fuel you. You're not always going to feel like getting outdoors or hanging out with people or whatever. Like whatever it is that you are working towards, it doesn't really matter. But you're not always going to want to do the thing. Like it's just how it is. Life happens. Work gets hectic. Spouses fight with each other. Emotions boil over. You have a day. Like, how many of you have been in the thing where you're like, F this day, F all of this, pour me some wine, let me escape into the TV, let me binge eat all the things, let me just forget about this day and we'll start all over fresh tomorrow? Who has been there? So many times I can't even count. Like legit has said to my husband, been like, I don't give a crap about anything today. Pick me up some chips and dip on your way home because I am gorging myself tonight. Have literally said those words. Have legit been in that place. So I get it. I understand that when you're used to operating in a certain way, it's really easy to go back to what was, as opposed to what it is you're working towards. You're always going to revert back to that ground zero place that you're used to, that's comfortable, that has served you for so long. That's your comfortable place, that comfort zone. You're going to revert back to that. So the whole idea here is to make that ground zero something that's really supportive, something that is really good for you, something that even on the crappiest day, you are still doing the things that are going to move you forward. You're not regressing. You're not taking 2 steps forward, 3 steps forward, only to take 2 steps back. Like you're not, although that's still forward, like, right? Forward is forward. So I celebrate forward all the time. But I used to do a lot of like these leaps forward and then this backsliding. And like, that's frustrating, right? Like how many of you have felt frustrated by the little bit of progress followed by some regression, followed by a little bit of progress, followed by some regression, lose some weight, gain some weight. Like it just, it's just not consistent. And you know that consistency is a problem. You know that you want to be more consistent, but it's like, I just can't do all the things. And I hear you on that. You're not meant to do all the things. You're meant to do the things that are right for you. So I really want to get you into this space where it doesn't matter what's going on around you. The circumstances of your life aren't going to define you. And you're going to have this really solid foundation that you can come back to again and again and again that still keeps you moving forward, even if you're moving slowly. Because I know you all want fast results. You all want to feel better faster. You all want to be done with whatever challenges that you're working on. Like, you want to be done with it. You want to be at the destination. But it's a process. It's a journey. And it's important to enjoy the journey. It's important to like getting there, to enjoy the here and now, because all you really have is now. So we want to be really present in what you're doing now so that you can feel good as you make progress. It isn't about feeling good when you hit the goal. It's about feeling good as you move towards the goal. And it doesn't always feel good. I'm not going to lie about that. I'm not going to say that it's always super easy, but it can be easier than what you are doing now. And you can have this super supportive foundation that really helps get where you're going faster, so that you're nourishing yourself every day and that the circumstances of your life don't completely throw you off track. You are stronger than that. You are so capable. You can have anything that you want. You just have to operate just a little bit differently. And these can be really easy tweaks. So easy. We are making this simple. Simple is my jam. Like, I am all about making things simple. Every program that I've ever made is really step-by-step, very do this, try this, implement this. Like, that's how my brain works. It's how my mind works. I like to simplify as much as possible because life is complicated enough. We don't need to make this process of feeling better in our bodies be more complicated. Like, it doesn't need to be complicated. You can feel good right where you are. And I know that some of you don't believe me about that, but it's really true. You can feel good right where you are. And I'd like for you to give me the opportunity to prove it to you by really implementing these personal standards so that you can show up in your life with integrity every single day. Because I'm going to tell you the truth. Some of you are just not living in integrity. And I can say that to you because that was also me. I was also not living in integrity. I was saying I wanted one thing and my actions were doing something different. That's not being integral to your word. That's not being who you say you want to be. And sometimes it's a stumble, and sometimes it's just, I messed up this time, and you have to forgive yourself for that mistake, and that's okay. Let's not beat ourselves up for that. Let's not make it mean anything about ourselves because it doesn't need to mean anything. I stayed stuck in the same place year after year after year for way too long because I was beating myself up for the consistent breakdowns, for the inconsistency, for the lack of motivation, for the lack of willpower, for the lack of showing up with integrity in my life. I don't want you to beat yourself up over this. I just want you to be aware of it and to realize that you can have anything that you want and you can achieve what you are working towards a lot easier than you're making it be right now. So we're going to get into what it means to really set up and meet your own personal standards. So who really has personal standards right now? Like, you have certain things that you do every day without fail. Would love to know what they are. Like, just tell me what they are. I'm going to go through mine for you just to give you an example, but this really is about you and tailoring it to you. So it's really important. I'm going to give you some parameters over what I think would be really good for you. But this is all about you, and it's about meeting your goals and meeting what you are working towards and feeling good while you're doing it. And that's not the same for everybody. So I really want you to dig into this for yourself, but let's not make it complicated, and let's not make it this big drawn out process. We're going to make this as simple as possible. So tell me what standards you have now. So, I mean, this can be simple as, you brush your teeth every day. You get a shower every day. You get dressed every day. You stop by the local coffee shop for your coffee every morning. You do a certain setup before you start your work day. You have lunch at a certain time every day. Like, you eat certain things every day. Like, what are your personal standards right now? What are the things that you are doing consistently every day right now? And I really want you to ask yourself, do they serve you? Do they support the life that you are trying to create? Is it fun? Are you having fun? Is it enjoyable? Does it make you feel good? Is it giving you energy? Is it exciting you? Does it light you up? All of that is super important. It is the most important in my mind, because if you're not having any fun, you're not going to sustain it. You're not going to want to do it. It's just not going to happen, because it has to be fun. Like, we're supposed to be having fun. Life is supposed to be fun. Like, newsflash, it doesn't need to be hard. You're making it harder than it needs to be. There are challenges. Yes, there are things that are going to pop up. Yes, there's going to be discomfort. Yes, but it doesn't need to be this hustle and grind and this great big list of things that you have to do in order to feel good in your body and about who you are. It doesn't have to be that way. It gets to be simple. And if you want to have the long-term sustainable results, you have to really flip the script on what you're doing and what you're saying to yourself about the standards that you have now. You can't let your feelings dictate your choices. You just can't. That's not going to serve you. Because on the days where you're sad or you're tired or you're angry, you're not going to show up for yourself, because you're letting your feelings dictate your actions. We really need to upgrade our actions to how we want to feel, which is why those core values that I talk about all the time are super important. I'm not going to go into that today, because there's a ton of training in here about that. If you need me to tag you in that, please let me know. But I do really want you to keep those core values in mind, like what's important to you as you are going through this process, because it's super important. You have to keep coming back to those again and again and again. And I really think it's important also to say that I don't want you to push or force on those days where you're not feeling it. It's not about that, but you have to have a certain level of standards that you meet to help you feel steady, and to help you feel like you're making progress, and to help you feel proud of yourself on all the days, like all the days. So no 2 days are the same. Like, you have to realize that you are not a machine. You are not meant to operate the exact same way every day. So this is why I really don't love competition. Like, people get into competition with themselves. And sorry, I got my nose around a bit, but you get into competition with yourself and you're like, I just want to push a little bit further today. I want to go a little bit faster. And there's nothing wrong with celebrating those wins and paying attention and having that awareness, but not every day is the same. You don't feel the same every day. There's hormones in your body that are doing different things every day. And I'm not trying to do any of that to make excuses for not doing the thing. But I also want you to be really realistic about, it's not going to feel and look the same every day. And I don't want you to beat yourself up because it doesn't look the same every day. Like, it just doesn't. It's not meant to. You are meant to go through cycles. You are meant to go through seasons. Your best is going to look different every day. And I really want you to embrace that and know that. But that doesn't mean that you still can't show up in your life in a way that makes you proud and that really supports you in feeling your best. So I don't want you to push or force. I want you to really nourish your mind, your body, your spirit, no matter what is going on in your life. These are the 3 areas that you need to focus on in order to have the long-term sustainable results that you want. Because as we talk about all the time in here, and why the group is called Mind, Body, Soul Connection, is that it's all connected. And it all matters. And you need all pieces of those puzzles to feel your best, to really create a life that really excites you and makes you happy and supports the vision that you have for your life. So your standards are yours. You get to decide what they are for you. And so here are my tips for this. And they're really easy. They're really short. We're not going to go into like a whole It doesn't need to be hard. We're making it as simple as possible. Make them easy, make them achievable, and make them something that you enjoy every single time. So this might take a little trial and error on your part if you don't have any personal standards right now, if you don't have a ground zero to start with. Like, this is a foundational piece, and I think it's super important that we deal with that. So these times when we're talking about just achieving, and I don't want to say just, because it's not just. It really matters. Like, having this core foundation matters more than challenging yourself. Like, challenging yourself is a really great thing. Like, I don't disagree. Like, challenging yourself is important, really pushing yourself outside your comfort zone, leaning into it, the edges, as one of my mentors likes to say, is really valuable to really challenge yourself. But that's more if you're in a plateau and you're just not seeing any progress, as opposed to having this consistent back and forth. So if you're having this consistent back and forth where you're not really making any progress, or you're making very, very slow progress, then I really invite you to make sure that the core foundational pieces are there for you, so that you really do feel as amazing as you deserve to feel most of the time. And regardless, you still are going to feel good about how you show up in it. So I recommend that you really incorporate 3 to 4 standards. It doesn't need to be perfect. I really want you to hear me on this. It doesn't need to be perfect. This isn't about challenging yourself to go further, push harder, be better. That's not what we're doing with these standards. This is your minimum baseline. This is what I'm going to do at the very minimum. And when you are consistent in this, because the consistency is what's important. So when you're consistent in these minimum standards, that is when you see the momentum start to build. And when you notice you can go longer or faster, and your standards start to shift and they start to come up. So I'm going to give you an example of this. When I started out on this journey of really wanting to take better care of myself and to feel better in my body and to really enjoy my life more fully, I knew that movement was super important, which is why mindful movement is a core pillar of this community. It's a core pillar of my business. It's something that you cannot achieve. Like, to me, I'm not even going to say in my opinion. I'm going to say you cannot achieve, because it's true. So you cannot achieve a life that you love and that lights you up fully if you are not moving your body. You need to take care of your body. Your body is your vessel. So if you are not moving it consistently, then you are not going to have the success that you want. Full stop. Period. You need this. This is a core pillar of what you need in your life. It doesn't need to be hard. It doesn't need to be complicated. So when I started, and this was my 300-pound body that could barely move, that really had a hard time even getting out of bed. So monitor where you are, because it's different depending on where you are. But my core, when I started, and I talk about this all the time, so you're probably not going to be surprised to hear me say this, a minimum of 10 minutes of mindful movement. Because I know some of you already have these jobs where you're doing 10,000 steps a day, or you're getting enough, you feel like you're getting enough movement, but it's not intentional, right? Like, you're just doing your job, or you're just doing a thing. I want you to be really intentional and mindful with this movement. So when I began, my operating standard was 10 minutes of movement a day. That was 10 minutes more than I was doing any other day. And what was awesome about that is that as I started to do that and got really consistent in that, because everyone can do 10 minutes, right? No matter what your day has thrown at you, you got 10 minutes in the tank. You really and truly do. You have 10 minutes in the tank, which is why I love to tell people, even on the days when you feel like you don't have it in you, just do 10 minutes. And you will be shocked at how much better you feel just by doing those 10 minutes. So good, so powerful, so important, feels amazing. And so that's where I started. Now, if you're already doing that amount, then maybe and you're doing it consistently, because this is, you notice that I don't say a minimum of 10 minutes 3 days a week or 4 days a week, or but no, this is 10 minutes every day. You get no days off from moving your body. Your body needs to move every day. Every single day. It needs to move every single day. Every day. And so I really think it's super important to make this a priority. So in the area of movement, I really would like you to set a personal standard. And again, we're making it easy, we're making it achievable, we're making it something that you can do easily without it being on those days. I want you to really think about those days where things are really challenging and be like, okay, I can do 10 minutes. I've got that in me, and do it. And do it consistently. And as you get consistent with this, you'll notice that the momentum starts to build, and you're probably doing more than 10 minutes, and then your standards change. So my 10 minutes is now 30. So my operating standard, like that's my standard of care for myself, is 30 minutes minimum of movement a day. Now, most days I do 45 to 60 minutes because that's where I'm at. But I don't have my standard at 45 or 60, even though I'm hitting that most days, because I need to give myself some breathing room for the days where I just don't feel like it. I just want to make it easy for myself, easy to achieve, makes me feel good, so amazing. So I really want you to think about and the movement that you do is super important. It has to be something you enjoy. If you are pushing yourself, if you are forcing yourself, if it hurts, if it doesn't feel good in your body, you're not going to do it. So I want you to make this as easy as possible, because I know some of you might be tempted to be like, well, if I'm only going to do 10 minutes, then I'm going to have to give it all I got. No, you don't. That's not what I'm saying. Like, some days your body wants that. Some days your body needs that. It needs you to push harder and to give you more. And if you're tuning in regularly to your body, which we're going to get to in a minute, if you need more. But let it be simple, especially on those days where you're experiencing emotions and overwhelm and anxiety and stress. We don't want to make you more stressed, more overwhelmed, more anxious. We want to help you. So let's make this as easy as possible. And then any period of time doing anything that you love. So it doesn't matter. There's no rules here on how much time that you need to do it. But I know, how many of you are doing something that you love every single day? How many? I would love to know. Put a hand up if you're doing something that you love every day. And bonus points if you tell us what it is that you do, because I love getting new ideas, things that you do. It seems indulgent, right? That's how I used to feel. I'd be like, no, I have lots to do. I have dishes that need to be cleaned. I have laundry that needs to be done. I have a house that needs attention. I have a spouse who needs attention. I have friends I could call up. I have family I never see. I need groceries. I need gas. I just don't have time to indulge in the things that I enjoy. That's why you're tired. That's why you're burnt out. That's why you're exhausted, because you're not giving yourself enough of what you love. And you're treating everything on your list as just something else that you need to do. And that's not going to serve you. And it's not going to make you feel your best. And it's not going to give you what you want. So any period of time, any period, I don't care. Ideally, 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening. But I'm not going to really push that on you. I really just want you to have any period of time doing something that you love. 10 minutes of reading before you go to work, sitting in silence, getting a bubble bath. It doesn't matter. Any form of self-care that helps you feel really good. And self-care is very personal. So it depends on what makes you feel best. This is not about getting your hair done or your nails done. Sometimes that's just something else that you need to take off the list. This is something that really nourishes your spirit, that makes you feel good, that allows you to drop away the resentment that you feel for never having enough time for yourself. That anger that you feel at your spouse for feeling like he has it all easy and simple and you're over here busting your ass. That goes away when you're really giving to yourself first. the gift to everyone in your life. So I really want you to do any period of time doing anything that you love. Then, any kinds, sorry, I got really distracted there for a second. Anything, so for me, I'm gonna take a second. My mind's running away with me. I was telling you about my standards, so let's come back to that. So for me, meditation is really, really good. That's not the self-care piece, although that can be the self-care piece. For me, self-care is like reading, taking care, doing my HD certification, like things that excite me, things that make me, that I really love, that I really enjoy. Although meditation can be considered a form of self-care too. But this, what I'm talking about next is more of the mindset and mindfulness piece. So how can you become more mindful in your day? So I want you to have some kind of mindfulness activity. So for me, meditation is the easiest way to do that. Just sitting in quiet or stillness is also super supportive. And it brings an awareness to my thoughts, to my actions, and helps me tune into my body and what it has to tell me. Your body has so much to tell you. Oh dear. I'm gonna wait and see. I love them so much, but they drive me a little bit. So this can be anything. It's up to you. Anything that really allows you to tune into your body, to what it needs, to what it wants, and to tune into the thoughts that you're having. Because you can't change what you don't acknowledge, and you can't change what you're not aware of. So it's really important to find out, okay, what's going on with my mind? What's going on with my thoughts? And sometimes that's as easy as like, why am I feeling sad today? On a piece of paper, like writing that down and then letting whatever comes out to flow. Because like sometimes, do you ever feel like you're having one of those days where it's like, I'm sad, but I don't know why? Like, have you ever felt like that? It's like, what do I have to be sad about? My life is happy. I'm blessed. I'm having a beautiful experience. Like, what is happening right now? So really asking yourself, that's why I love meditation. That's why I love journaling. Like, it's super, super good. It really brings an awareness to your thoughts and the actions that you're taking so that you can flip the script where necessary. And that's something that we're not going to get into today, but it is a very valuable thing. So far we are incorporating movement, we are incorporating some kind of self-care, and we are incorporating some kind of mindfulness and mindset activity. And we are also doing something that really connects you to you and your spirit. So for me, that's gratitude journaling, any kind of journaling really. But gratitude journaling, I do I am statements. I find I do those every day, like without fail. That's happening every single day. It is a really important part of my standard of care for myself, is to make sure that I'm showing gratitude for all the blessings in my life every single day. And I do 10 a day. You can do as many as you want. You can do what you want. You don't even have to do gratitude journaling. It's anything that connects you to you and your spirit. So, I mean, this could be affirmations, it could be oracle cards, it could be chanting, it could be yoga, like there's endless opportunities for you to really tap into this for yourself. And it's important that you do find what you love and what you enjoy. So the 4 standards that we are implementing: movement, self-care, mindset and mindfulness, and connecting to you. Those are the 4 pillars. You need those 4 pillars to feel incredible in your body. And if you're missing something, and not only in your body, but in your life, in how you show up, in your energy, in how things feel, like in how you interact with your spouse, and how you interact in your job, and how you deal with frustration and anger and upset, like it affects everything. It affects all areas of your life. So when I take those 4 steps, when I do 10 minutes, well, 30 minutes for me now, 30 minutes of movement a day, when I do something I love just because I love it, when I do my meditation, when I do my gratitude journaling, that's a successful day. Everything else is icing on the cake. That is a successful day. And those things, if I added them up, so 30 minutes, say 20 minutes, say 10 minutes, and say another 20 minutes. What's that? I'm not very good at math. So 30, 50, 60, 90 minutes a day. 90 minutes a day. And you're like, oh, I don't have 90 minutes. Stop. Stop. Yeah, let's start with 20. Let's anything, 5 minutes of each. It doesn't matter. The length of time doesn't matter as long as you are doing it. And what you'll find is that the more that you connect to your body and what it's telling you and what it wants from you, the more that you want to lean into these practices and rituals that really support you in getting where you want to go. And the faster the momentum builds and the faster you start to get there and the more joyful you are as it's happening and the less frustrated you are and the less stressed you are and the less anxious you are, it really starts to build momentum really quickly when you have the standard of care that you're meeting for yourself every single day. It is amazing. It's not about ticking it off a list. You really need to connect to each of these activities and pay attention to how they make you feel and adjust as necessary. Sometimes you might have to make adjustments and be like, you know what, I said that 20 minutes of movement a day was going to be my standard, but that's too much. I have too much going on. I need to bring it down to 10. It's fine to adjust it, but I really want you to get really clear on what makes you feel your best and make sure you're hitting those targets every day so that you're not experiencing this back and forth, this on the wagon, off the wagon, that you have a really consistent practice that really helps you feel so good in your body. And then on the days when you're feeling really invigorated and really excited and really good, you can give more and you can do more. And that's a bonus, right? That's a bonus. But let's make the standard operations easy, achievable, and something that's really going to excite you. I really, really, really would love for you to try this and tell me how it feels. And I really want you to pay attention to how it feels when you're doing it. How does your body feel when you move? How does your spirit react when you're immersed in something that you love? How does connecting to your mind, to your body, to your soul really feel to you? Do not connect it enough. I promise you, if you're not having the success that you want, if you're not having consistently good days, if you are consistently riding the roller coaster of emotions and you are allowing your choices to be dictated by how you feel, then there's something in these 4 pillars that are missing for you. And I would really love for you to tap into what's going to help you make you feel your best so you can have the success that you want. And I don't want to understate either how I understand that this can feel really challenging at a time when you're going through challenges. So I'm going through a few challenges right now myself. And if I'm honest, I didn't really want to come live today. And if I'm honest, I could probably skip my workout today. And if I'm honest, I could probably binge out on chips today. But I'm not going to do any of those things because ultimately it's not going to serve my highest or best. And when you start, what's the right word? Start really paying attention to how you feel when you make the choices that you're making, you'll start to make the right ones more often. You'll start to make the ones that really support how you want to feel more often. And it gets better and better and better and better. And sometimes the action creates clarity. So this morning, I had a really slow start to my morning. I wasn't feeling work. I wasn't feeling doing much of anything. So I didn't do any of those things. I took my time. I had a really quiet tea. I fed my dogs. I kicked back on the couch and watched a couple of shows that I enjoy. But when it was over, I was like, okay, now I'm done. And now you have to get up and you have to get a shower. And you have to think about what is it that's going to make you close this day in a way that makes you proud of how you showed up. And I'm so glad I came here with you today. And I'm so glad that I'm going to move my body when I'm done here. I'm going to dance. I feel like dancing now. I did a little bit of dancing before I came to you just to kind of shake up my energy. Because shaking up that energy is important. Like, really, the part of the reason why you feel stuck is because your energy is stuck. It's stuck inside your body. So in order to access it, in order to activate your energy, you got to shake it up, move it around, let yourself feel it, let yourself feel how it moves, and tap into your body and what it's telling you. It has so much to say if you just tune in and listen. I think that's it. I just want you to know that I get it. Like, I get that it can be difficult and that, but not every day is the same. And if you go into it realizing that your best looks different every day and you have this standard of care for yourself, like, these are my standards. This is what is going to help me feel really good, even on the days when I don't feel like I really have the energy for it. Is going to really, really, really propel you forward so much faster than this, like, weeks of intensity and then weeks of rest and weeks of intensity and weeks of rest. That's not serving you. You need to be more consistent and to really tap into what that consistency looks like for you. Because it doesn't look the same every day. It doesn't feel the same every day, but it gets to be good every day. No matter what you have going on in your life, no matter what challenges you're coming up against, no matter how you think you feel in your body, you always have the ability to tap into the magic and to tap into the joy and to tap into the excitement. It's always there. You just have to look for it a little bit harder on those days. But it doesn't need to be hard. Let's figure out what that standard is for you so that you can feel better and feel better consistently. All right, that's it for me. That's way longer than I anticipated. I didn't expect to talk that long, actually. If you feel like you need help with this, that it just might feel a little overwhelming, or if it's something that you just don't really know where to start and you just are really caught up in your head about it, then I would love to talk to you about that. Please send me a message. We have the Ready, Set, Grow program, which is a beautiful way for you to really set up your own standards and to help you move joyfully and to eat food that really energizes you and to do more of what you love with who you love. We're going to help you, like, break free of autopilot and really tap into all the amazing things that are already in your life and just make these small tweaks so that you can master your mind and quiet the noise and really be in the joy of your life. The end result of this program is to create a life that lights you up and to give you the roadmap so you can have consistent success from now until forever. Like, I'm giving you the tools, the practices, the rituals for you that align to you and your goals, that are personalized to you. It really is about giving you more of what you want so you can feel incredible in your body, so you can feel super proud of the woman that you see looking back in the mirror, so you can just live a more joyful, lit up, exciting life. So if that sounds like something that you would like support with, that you would like to try out, that you have questions about, please reach out. My inbox is open. I am actually around this weekend. I'm not going to the cabin this weekend. My husband's working. So please feel free to flood my inbox with questions. I would love to chat with you. All the love and light from my heart to yours. Hope you have the most magnificent day. We will chat again soon.